Hello, and in this video, I want to discuss how significant the far right. When I use the term far right, I don't just mean people like Tommy Robinson or Nigel Farage, but also Louis Farrakhan and Omar Johnson. How they manage to manipulate the dumb masses using anger and frustration, using social division and contradiction in order to line their own pockets. Let me begin quickly first with Tommy Robinson. Here's a guy who was done for mortgage fraud, a guy who used his money, but not his money, the funds that were given to him by his donors, his supporters. He used it on betting, on horses, on every kind of illegal betting that you can lay your hand on. I think it was £100,000, £200,000. Yet when he went to court, what did he do? His fans still supported him. Even though they have evidence that this guy is a fraudster, even though they have evidence that this guy is squandering their money, because he tells them because he tells them what they want to hear, they are willing to be oblivious. They are willing to overlook his fraudulent activities. This is the power of the mind. It's the same thing with the church. When you see your pastors indulging in fornication, you see your pastors indulging in private jet, but still you support them. You know full well that your pastor is up to no good, when they could even commit murder, and you still support them. Because the mind is a very strange thing. Yet, I move on to Nigel Farage, another fraudster, another guy who admitted that he should have been in prison along with his friends. A man who not only attacked the EU, yet promoted Brexit, getting his pension from the EU, the same organization that he attacked. This is a man who has associates with criminals and undesirables, the same way with Tommy Robinson. What's interesting, people are still, in their minds, they want to support his psychology, his disturbing message. Quickly, Omar Johnson and Brother Polite, two crooked black males who stir up the black community, stir them up with anti-white rhetoric, knowing full well this will sell. And you know something? It works. Brother Polite was done for sexual molestation of a young black girl, but still his supporters still support him, the same as Tommy Robinson. They still support him. It's the same thing with Dr. Omar Johnson. You know, he took thousands of pounds out of gullible black people, thousands of pounds, by his anti-white message. And you know something? Because he feeds off angry, disfranchised black people, because he feeds off their hate, he lines his own pocket for a school that he will never build. Same with Louis Farrakhan. When he dies, his family will take over his wealth. Same as Louis Farrakhan, even though he has blood on his hands of Malcolm X, still people listen to his hate message. Why? Because this is what they want to hear. They're not interested in the truth. They're not interested in looking at the contradictions of these far-right activists, these far-right peddlers, hustlers, and thieves. And this is how these people have the power to manipulate your mind, keep you divided, because they know it works and it lines their own pockets. It's the same strategy that the church uses. They know how your mind works. And no matter what they do, what crookedness that they get up to, you will still support these crooked pastors. Matter if they murder their wives and put their bodies in the fridges, you call them anointed. If you watch the documentary, Pastors Who Kill or Vicar Who Kills, and the church still call them anointed murderers, you begin to realize something is wrong. And this is the reason why you have the likes of Tommy Robinson, Nigel Farage, Omar Johnson, Louis Farrakhan, Brother Polite, who comes along and exploit your mindset, exploit your lack of education, exploit your naivety, laughing all the way to the bank. Whether you're white supremacist, whether you're black supremacist, they're making money. I can tell you some stories where I live, where the council gave money to a black organization, and this same black organization, while they're screaming racism, they were laughing all the way to the bank. The black community did not get one penny, but they didn't mind stirring up racism. Same thing with Tommy Robinson, stirring up white people, stirring them up. Yet his best friends were a bunch of pedos. They're making money out of people, these extremists, making money out of gullible and naive audience who are willing to part with their money. And they never make any changes other than laughing all the way to the bank. Please, if you agree with me, leave your comment. If you disagree with me, then challenge me. Over and out.